What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Shade Tree back here with another Toolbox tour. This time we're gonna do the 44-inch US General. Uh, Without further ado, let's dive right on into it. On top, I got a Craftsman bench grinder. I think it's a little bit vintage. I had to modify a placeholder, tool holder on that side for it, but it still works good. Sorry about all the noise, but it still worked good. Got a wire brush to help cleaning up my old Craftsman. Got a grinding blade on the other side for some of my ugly wheels. Well, yeah, since last time I did a tour, I added my wall of fame, and we'll go over that one day. Show all my old vintage tools off. I don't really use them no more. They work, but like this Proto half-inch drive, I think it's like 14 inches. It's got real coarse teeth on it. It's good for industrial. I could take it to work and use it every day, but I got better, as in smoother running ratchet, so I ain't gotta have it, but it's there if I need it. All those tools, I could take them down, use them, clean them up, put them right back up there. Even these ratchets, that half-inch drive Black Hawk, it's got fine teeth. It's pretty good, but like I said, I got the gear wrench. I don't need it, and I stick it up there, and if I need it, I get it down and use it. If not, oh well. But, you know, my Craftsman, and we'll go over all these boxes. I know this video will probably be long because I did some things in that side, that box, that you probably want to see. And, well, yeah, let's just jump into it. I showed you the top. We got my grandson, multi-tool over here. He's proud of that thing. He found it at a sale, and every day he comes, he asks, Papa, where's my multi-tool? So, this is my ratchet draw. I mean my socket draw. I'm sorry about that. Over here I got some Pittsburgh. I think they from 10 all the way to I want to say 32. Yeah, 10 to 32. I apologize if I'm way off and can't see, but yeah, that's a little bit of my half-inch drive that I use every day. And like I said, the box is set up dictated to how I use it. You know, I didn't want to just go out and grab a bunch of sockets, stick it up in here, and have 2 sets of this, 2 sets of that, 2 sets of that, because I got love for other things, and I do have more sockets as we'll get into as the tour go along. But I got some 12-point USA Craftsmans right there. Standard and metric. And these impacts, I only got metric because that's mostly what I use. I got some standard sizes, but they on my work truck. I use more standard sockets in the industrial field than I do at home working on my vehicle. Because every now and then on my old 92 Ford, I run into a situation where that skip a size and I can use a standard socket, but most time I use one of my 3/8 drive. So just to get in that, I got some gear wrench. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I got some gear wrench. That might be too much. I got some gear wrench, quarter drive sockets. Got the knurling on the metrics. I don't know why they didn't put it on the standards, but it is good for spinning down a boat real quick. Then you just put your ratchet on it and ratchet on in. I got some swivels right here in the front and some adapters, 2 1/4-inch drive extensions that I use a lot. So I just keep them there to keep them have to dig around the box to find them. I know if I got this quarter drive set, and you know, if I need to sit out of there, I just picks it up, set it over in that vacant spot over there in my box, and I wheel it out the door and we go to work. Grab me a couple ratchets, and we there. I got this 17-inch half-inch drive gear wrench, flex head. It's not the locking flex head. I kind of like this one a little bit better than the locking. This, to me, my experience with the locking flex head is right in here it gets sort of weak, and the shaft is not as thick. So they did make improvements, which I'll show you. But gear wrench, for just to tell you right now, as of right now, gear wrench do not sponsor me. I liked the Ticton tools, but the time when I was buying Ticton, they were so limited. So I ended up with Ticton sockets and like just a couple of Ticton ratchets because they didn't have a whole lot of variety of ratchets. And I got to looking in the gear wrench, and gear wrench had a wider selection of ratchets, and plus they had this digital torque wrench, which they got a half-inch drive too. And one day I upgrade my Husky and get this a digital one. But this is a nice torque wrench. I like the functions. I like the functionality of it. I like that 120 XP because it gives you more positions to if you're in a tight space. And I don't hardly ever be in a tight space because I use it when I change tires on my motorcycle. I use it for my motorcycle for the torquing of that axle nut. And but mostly I use this one because a lot of times I lay it down, and if brake grabs and take to the dirt, it won't be this one. It'll be that, and this here hold up a lot better. And besides, this right here never needs a battery. So that's something I'm kind of thinking about. If I do go with a gear wrench, torque wrench, do I really want another digital one? Because one day I can be down here working on something, both batteries, say the battery be dead. So that's something to consider. But over here, I kind of got like a specialty socket thing going, and I got I don't know if you can see that, but we'll move it. This is a Duralast set of swivel, and they are also metric. And I got these all these Allens and Torques and screwdriver bits. They all Cobalt, came in a set I got for Father's Day, along with those inverted torque. They are also Cobalt. These here are Napa Carlisle. I got a 3/4 that is standard, and the rest of them is metric. It's a 19, I think a 17, yeah, 17 and a 12. Them the sizes that I use on my motorcycle. This being the one that goes through the axle, that takes the axle rod out. And these here are just some random standard and metric deeps sockets, thin wall that I could use when I can't use these. So I ran into places that I couldn't use that thick impact, and I used these. And these are some axle nut sockets. Well, that's 1.5 inches, and that's 1.5 inches. I have ran to a 12 point. I ran out to AutoZone. I grabbed it. And most of these sockets is some that I ran into it, needed, and I ran out and just grabbed one socket. And I found them at like local pawn shop, something like that, digging the boat bin, tool bin, and I found a couple sockets that I need, and I run back. And I have them. So this here's a metric. It's a 32. That's a 36, most common ones. And I have had occasions where I have used that. And again, I'm not a full-time mechanic, but I do most of all the work on my vehicles. And this is a set of I don't need. I just saw them and they was cheap. But that's Sonic's crow's foot, and they standard. So I have never used these. I have never had an opportunity to use them, but this is what this big box is for: storage. It's for stuff that you may need, and it may just be one time, and you just may need it. You got it stored in this storage box. I wouldn't dare have it over in that box unless I'm fixing to use it that day. But for this box is mainly for storage for tools that I need, but almost don't need. So I don't use my torque wrench every day, but when I do, it's in storage. I can come in here, access it, got it. And these here are some, I call them transmission sticks, but these are 24 inch Duralast 3/8 drive extensions, 24 inches, and this one's 18 inches. I use this 18 inch a lot at the junkyards when the car may be muddy. It may be muddy under the car. I don't trust the way it's set up, and I don't want to get up under it. I just take this long extension, put it on my electric ratchet or my impact, and I'll do what I got to do to get the boat out without getting myself in harm's way. But these impact sockets are Tecton, and I must say, I like gear wrench for the ratchets and the wrenches, the ratchet wrenches. Now, I don't have a standard, I think you say a regular gear wrench, but I got the ratchet wrenches, and ever since I've been a mechanic, back in probably 96 or 97, when I first started just showing up doing it in industrial and working for other people, I always liked that gear wrench, ratchet wrench, because it was tough. It was durable. I never broke one using it the right way. Every time I broke one, I either had it sideways, beating on something, and the mechanism broke and fell out. But other than that, I ain't never just popped one. So, and I like I say, I use it the right way. If it's a stubborn bolt, I break it with a standard wrench, and then I go back and ratchet it out with the ratchet wrench. I can take a cheap brand like Herdusky. I think that's how you pronounce it. The one that's be on eBay and Amazon. I could take that cheap wrench and use it because I understand the ability of that wrench, and I'm not going I appreciate that wrench more for just running that fastener up to get to a point where I can tighten it. Then I put a good wrench on and tighten it. But I see a lot of people complain about tools. I mean, if you understand tools, understand what you're doing, you can make now, I ain't talking about an everyday mechanic because you everyday mechanic and you working on something, you ain't got time to be hunting no good wrench to replace no bad wrench. But somebody like me, a DIY that on Saturdays go out here and tear into my motorcycle to fix something, or tear into my truck to fix something. Hey, I got time today. If I said I'm going to work on my truck this Saturday, well, if it's just putting an alternator on, my Saturday, when I get up Saturday morning and eat breakfast, it's dedicated to tinkering around with my truck. So, like I said, I can make use of cheap tools. So I ain't no gear wrench guru that just, I wouldn't buy it if it ain't gear wrench. No. I'll buy it if it's functional and I can use it. But I know I'm talking way too much. But let's get back to the tool. And it's like I said, it's standard and metric Tecton, and standard and metric quarter drive gear wrench. And I got a little assortment of 10 millimeters right here. Actually, in this set, what is unique, I got double 10 millimeters. So when I ordered this set off eBay, somebody had one of them big 360 or 300 whatever gear wrench toolbox, and they want to sell off their quarter drive. And I was in the market for quarter drive because I had a set up here, but I had other purposes for it. So I was in the market for another set of quarter drive, so I got it. I know I'm talking way too much, but yeah, this is my socket draw. If I missed anything and y'all want to go back on it, just leave me a comment down in the description and let me know what it is you want to see. I will come back and do a tool review on some of these tools, like my gear wrench, torque wrench. I don't see a lot of reviews on it. Even the old Husky back there, I don't see a lot of reviews on it, but it's pretty good. This is a set of stamp that I had initially bought, but I don't need. stamp my tools, but it does help me with like time, and if I'm doing something, I can use that stamper and time and make me a mark or enhance a mark that's on the harmonic balancer if I can't see it too well. But yeah, we're going on to the second draw. I ain't gonna say this first, second, third crap because I don't want to get it confused. But these are my ratchets, and I know ridiculous, way too many, but this is the part of the tools that I like. I always liked it ratchets, even when I was little. I would get my dad ratchet and I would take it and just twirl it. I just found it fascinating that tool, man. And if you ever been where you used tools and you didn't have a ratchet and you had to just a ratchet or a ratchet wrench and you just had to manually take a bolt out, man, I hate it when I have to put a ratchet down. It saves you a bunch of time, using the ratchet. But I don't have these double. I have one of them double, but most of these are different in their own way. Like this is a 90 tooth flex head 17-inch gear wrench, and which all these are gear wrench up until we get to this cobalt and this breaker bar. But this is a half-inch drive 92. This is a half-inch drive 120 XP, and this is what I was talking about. Now this is an upgrade of the 3/8. Which will pull it out. This is the upgrade. Now I ain't seen too many videos about this ratchet. I'm pretty sure it pisses a lot of the Mac tool gurus off of this gear wrench to be them copied that. But I like a tool company that copies a high-end tool because it makes them up to ante and you get a better tool. As a consumer, this is healthy for me because I get a better gear wrench. And this is a line that I'm going to have to contact Gear Wrench about. Say, hey, y'all need to sponsor your boy because he got a bunch of y'all tools in here. Talking good about him. But I love to have these in a soft grip and the hard grip, I guess is what I call it, hard grip. But this is a fine ratchet. I don't know the difference other than the tooth count. I know that it's got the little 60 teeth gear inside, and they're using a walking paw to create the 120. And I don't know if it's stronger than the 90 tooth. Why would gear wrench have a 120 and a 90 tooth? I don't know, because one thing is about this thing here, it's smooth, man. I mean, and I guess they want the best of both worlds, or you corner the market however you can. I know that 90 tooth is sought after right now. Everybody wants a 90 tooth ratchet. That's the reason why those up there, because they coarse tooth. But this thing is smooth. I like this button here to flex the head on it. I like it. I'm sorry to keep losing out of the, but I'm trying to work it with one hand. But I love this ratchet. If I have to do anything, change oil, I ain't afraid to get this dirty. You can see I've been using it. I like this ratchet. This here is my favorite ratchet other than my electric ratchet. If I'm going to use any ratchet in here, and I used to be crazy about my gear, Duralast. And these are my Duralast. I'm going to tell you a purpose for them in a minute. But I imagine you would want an explanation for me having all these ratchets, but I can't give you one other than I like them. And like I say, every one of them got its purpose. Now, I haven't used those soft grips a whole lot, but this big one, I have used it on lugs, and I loved it. But I wasn't going to dedicate that ratchet to just changing no lugs. I like it on the vehicle when I have to do suspension work, something like that. So I don't do suspension work every day. I'm not a mechanic, so a full-time mechanic. I work on my own vehicles, and my vehicles ain't just raggedy, and I got to do something to them every day. They actually kept up pretty good, and this is why. Okay, right here we got a 92. This video gonna be long. I apologize. If you want to tap out, I mean, just leave me a like and comment down below. and subscribe to my channel if you want to tap out. I understand if I'm talking too long about other stuff and need to get to the ratchets. I mean, it's video. It's for watching, so I'll give you something to look at. This is the 90 tooth. This is the 120 XP. Those are the standard size ratchets. Okay, this is a 3/8 drive 90 tooth. This is the stubby, same as that. Now this is an 84 tooth quarter drive. Don't have no need to really upgrade it. But if it breaks, I upgrade it to like a 90 tooth, just so it'd be like the rest. But it's smooth. I'm constantly using it. Chrome and just about gone, but those will be like that for long. So like I said, I don't use the cushion grips all that much. Kind of a little bit of a Toolbox princess right now, but I have used this 3/8 drive locking flex head, and I ain't gonna comment or say nothing on a ratchet that I have never used. Notice I ain't said nothing about these quarter drives here because I've never used them. I bought them, won them on eBay, and you know, it's cheaper to buy these ratchets as a set. But if you got time and you can bid on them, or you find ones that somebody got then bought another set, they got two of them, you can get these pretty reasonable as singles. But you would want to buy that gear wrench in a set and go back, take your extra if you want, if you want to take your extra back to YouTube and I mean back to eBay and sell it. But yeah, this is a I think it's an 18-inch cobalt. I use this for one reason and one reason only. It's real thick. It's thick, but I won't talk bad on cobalt because I had cobalt too before I had Duralast. And I done had Duralast way back. Well, I won't say I had cobalt tools before I had the Duralast, but I used the 90 tooth cobalt before I had the 92 Duralast because I've always had Duralast tools. On my first job, I went out to AutoZone, just bought me a bunch of wrenches in a pinch, came back, and there you go. But this here I use for serpentine belts, tensioner. It works good for that. I mean, it ain't wimpy like that one. I love gear wrench, but that one right there, you can feel it flexing a little bit, and I don't want to be caught on no tensioner with that thing there in the bind. And I doubt it snap, but just bend it. If I feel like that tool ain't gonna do the job, I ain't gonna go out there and tear it up just cause I want to say gear wrench made a slouch ass wrench. I'm not gonna do that. But if I feel like that tool won't do that job, that don't mean I'm gonna throw it away, because I got other jobs that I can use that flex head for, and I can appreciate that locking ability on it. So I'm not trashing this tool. I'm just saying I use that long one for serpentine belts, and that wasn't the man for the job. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm gonna try to speed up a little bit and not get caught up in nothing extra. I can't think of the word I want to say right now. But this here is the Duralast quarter inch, and this here is unique. I bought this ratchet here because it reminds me of a Black Hawk, and it just might be a Taiwanese what you call it? It's so bad I can think of every word I need to say before I get on here, and then I get on here. A rebranded Taiwanese, because it's this ratchet, and this ratchet looks just like the Taiwan Black Hawks. Before after they left the U.S., they got an updated version that looks just like this ratchet. But this is a 3/8 and a quarter body, and it's a Duralast. All these from there to this big one right here is Duralast, with this here being an OEM, still Walmart brand. But yeah, like I said, every one of these ratchets is a little bit different. Got a locking. Now this gear wrench got a non-locking flex head, the quarter and the 3/8. They knocked it out the park. the shaft doesn't feel like this. I don't know what the deal was with this. I don't know if they went to a cheaper material to try to save on that cushioning grip and locking to try to save me so I can still afford it. But I appreciate it. Like I said, I know that these companies have to take a shortcut somewhere. Just it was too bad that they took it in the shaft, which they did upgrade it, because this one right here is a hell of a ratchet. I will put this on anything. All right, this here's the quick release. I use this for oil changing, and I don't like quick release ratchets. If you look at my ratchets, most of them are non-quick release, but this ratchet here, quick release, using as a device to put a serpentine belt on, that works out perfect. Now this head is sort of thick and it gets stuck behind the fan every now and then, but like I said, I understand tools. I know how to move the fan and roll it to a gap where I can take this off. Don't bother me at all. But this one right here, changing oil, you ain't gonna get the grips dirty and slick, but and like I said, that quick release helped me when my hands is oily. So I run to this quick release when I got a real greasy job to do. I run to this quick release and I grab it and I do it. And like I said, that small head, they quick release. I haven't, and that's a sealed head. I forgot to mention this is a small head too. One day we'll compare them and talk more in depth on them. But it's a small head and it's good for like a light duty job that you got to do. And I won't just sit here and say that this ratchet can't do a big job, but that's not its purpose in my box. Its purpose in my box is to get me in a tight spot, you know, behind the alternator, behind the power steering pump, where I might need a smaller head ratchet, and those are too big. And that's what I use it for. I'm not going to just take this ratchet and go up on there and try to take off suspension parts and all that with it. I got enough ratchets, so I ain't got to do that. This here is, back in the days, I know this is a brand new ratchet, but back in the days, they had an orange handle on it. And I set this up here just for this purpose. See that orange handle ratchet look just like this. This is the great neck, and that's what the ratchet was. It was a great neck, and man, I had some moments with that ratchet. I was coming up about 20, 22 years old, again working on my own vehicle, and I had a Dodge, 87 model Dodge. No, it was a Chrysler, Fifth Avenue, and it was bad it had that slack in the transmission. And I had happy feet. When I put that thing in gear, most time I broke the reverse gear. I bet you I done it 3 times before I learned some sense. But that ratchet that I was using, I took all those transmissions out with it. And matter of fact, I had one of those sticks. I think it was a great neck. This is a Duralast. I think it's the 100 position, and that may be a 100 position. I don't know, but I think it's a 70 something too. That's a 100 position, and that right there is I don't know. I ain't gonna even lie. It's probably a 70, like that one. I don't know. But this is a 100 position ratchet. A lot of people clown this ratchet. Oh, this ain't one of. They don't like the thin plate in front. That plate don't take off nothing. This what takes off. This gear right here, and this selector switch. That's what's important to me. This shaft, and again, this ratchet is not as long as this gear wrench, but you don't get none of the flexing right here in the head. And like I said, that locking mechanism, I really ain't crazy about that one. It looks sort of stupid to have them 2 latches back there, but I ain't really crazy about that locking mechanism. Man, this ratchet right here, you will see me come back to it all day in this video, because it makes a lot of sense to me. And they just upped the ante. They fixed it's like everything somebody said that they hated about this ratchet. Gear wrench listen and say, hey, I got a product right here. Mako, I think it's Mac or Mako. I think it's Mako. Mako might not be too proud about that because there's a quality ratchet for a cheap price. I would tell anybody that ratchet right there is worth every penny. That is a good ratchet. This right here ain't so shabby itself. Now, I don't know about that walking paw. I think that gear wrench does the same thing that 120 XP. I don't know about the walking paw in this ratchet because this ratchet here, I use it extensively. But if I had to break something, most time I use the impact. And if I was in a confined space working on something, you know that if you can't get a whole lot of torque on it, they couldn't get a whole lot of torque on it. So a boat in a confined space ain't going to be really too tight, you know. And I'm talking about a used vehicle. I ain't talking about no factory specs and torques. You can say that. I'm talking about I bought a secondhand vehicle. Somebody might have done the same job that I'm doing it on, and they couldn't put a whole lot of torque on it. I can't put a whole lot of torque on it. That's what I'm talking about. But I use this used to be my go-to before I got this ratchet. Now that's my go-to, which I don't use neither one of them a whole lot to really bash them or but the feel, the fit, the finish, I can praise that because I got that from using it. This ratchet here, I used to have the Great Neck, and this is a warranty that I got. This the OEM. I don't really care for this ratchet too much because it's coarse teeth, like flipping an old TV. But it's coarse tooth, and I just I ain't really digging the satin finish. I think that this handle compared to this AutoZone, if I can get a good angle. Okay, this is a long ratchet. This ratchet here is probably 12 or 13 inches, probably 11-inch ratchet, okay? Look at the knurling that indicates to how long the handle. And if you grab this, your pinky want to fall off the edge. They should have went and gave you a better handle. Now, I don't know if they do, but that right there is ideal for this. If you're going to put a lot of torque on that, you need more than just, look at that. That is a quarter drive handle on a, it just ain't, I mean, it wasn't thought out of. That ratchet there was just, hey, let's put a 3H drive OEM on the market. Yeah, let's do it. And somebody draw it up on a piece of paper and they done it. This is the right tool. This probably World Guinness Book of Record of the longest ratchet review. But I'm excited. I like ratchets. This is the right tool. Half-inch drive ratchet. I never used it. I think it's coarse tooth. I probably won't ever use it. I bought it from a sale. This is a Tecton brand, and I noticed that Gear Wrench, Tecton, Harbor Freight. I mean, this same ratchet. I mean, come on, Tecton. You didn't even change the design. The handles are, I mean, the same. At least Gear Wrench did put a handle on, I think, the second gen of this. The first gen looked just like this. But I didn't pay a whole lot for it, so I'm not mad at Tecton. I bought it off eBay for like 12 bucks, free shipping. So I ain't mad at Tecton because I didn't pay a whole lot for it. But if I had paid when I bought this ratchet for $30, they'd have to see about that. I mean, I'd have to see about that because I think it's $11 or $12 in Harbor Freight. But it ain't nothing but a rebranded Harbor Freight, whatever that brand is. It's a rebranded. Tecton will go out every now and then and rebrand a tool. But as my little research, they kind of specialize their own sockets, and I think now they're making their own ratchet, or they're getting a better ratchet, or should I say, they are a lot like Gear Wrench. I have saw where Gear Wrench have used the same tools as AutoZone or either Harbor Freight. But the stamping and the knurling and all that conditioning was a lot better than just buying a Harbor Freight or whatever. But Tecton sort of did the same thing, rebranded this ratchet. And I was kind of disappointed because I was a Tecton fan back in them days. But this is my Christian brand wrench. It's a rebrand, which I mean, there ain't a whole lot of tool companies that's engineering tools. So a lot of these tools is the same company just rebranding. Hey, I make Kristen this, I make Gear Wrench this, I make Tekken this, I make AutoZone this, but you know, this is the SK. It's a 3H drive. If I have to say anything about SK is, I don't know if they sold out to Taiwan as all the other mid-level tools. I don't know if this say made in the USA. Yeah, it's made in the USA right there. Focus. But another sweet ratchet. What can I say? Everybody that know SK know that ratchet sweet. They stuck with the round head for a long time, longer than any other companies did. And I'll tell you something about this. Here I go rambling again. That's the word I was hunting way a while ago. I'll tell you something about this ratchet. If you digging in a pile of tools, you would toss this over thinking that this one of them dollar store brand or, I mean, SK don't do a whole lot of variations and specialties to make this ratchet looks more superior than the other ones. It looks just like a ratchet from Dollar Tree, but when you get it in your hand, the fit and finish, it don't have no rough spots on it, and the mechanism, man, you would think that this ratchet was made yesterday. That's a good ratchet. And I got one older than that that's just as sweet. This is a Craftsman. I think it's one of the Craftsman Professional brand quarter drive. And this is a clone of it by KD, which is a pretty nice tool. I like the way they fit and finish. Like I said, most of these tools rebranded. But just KD took the time out to say, hey, I want this ratchet to be a knurling in, and Craftsman said, I want this ratchet to be smooth. But you know, that's that. I got a bunch of, I'm in a couple of thumb drive ratchets. These ratchets is about useless as a Coke bottle without a top on it. The day and ages of impacts and electric ratchets, that kind of threw that away. But let's go through these other drawers really quickly. I won't give you no more stories. Right here, this is my Gear Wrench brand ratchet wrenches. All my gear wrenches, all my ratchet wrenches are Gear Wrench. All my regular standard wrenches are Craftsman, USA Craftsman. And this is my metric draw I got from a 22 all the way down to a 7mm in that standard USA ratchet with a 25 back there. Got a little loose ends, these double box ends that I never use. I got this as a set in metric, got two of them up here. Got some Chinese, I ain't gonna say Chinese, it's Taiwanese Craftsman line wrenches. Needed them in a pinch. Didn't give a fuck who make them. Oh, excuse my language. Didn't care who made them. Just needed them. This is a set of flexing from I think a 15 all the way to a 12. I don't know where my 10. Don't know where my. No, it's a 13. I don't know where my 10. Don't know where my 12 at. That's probably why these are sitting there to replace them, fill the gap. But I think I said I had this from a 6. That's the 6 right here. 6 all the way up to a 24. Yeah. So that's that. We'll go through the other drawer really quick. And this right here is my standard, the obsolete set that, you know, don't get used as much. But I got them if I need them. And this is really cool right here. I might put this on my wall of fame one day. But this is a set of the V brand, a double boxing all the way down from I think it come from an 1.8" all the way to a 3/8. It was a nice set for somebody. It don't serve me no purpose other than just having bragging rights that having them. This here goes from a 1 inch all the way down to a 1/4. And some more of those. Yeah, but these here are some that I found on sales and .coms and pawn shops. Line wrenches, Craftsman USA. I got some more of the Taiwanese, and I got some flex heads from a 7/16 up to a 3/4. And I got some speed, there was some speed wrenches. Craftsman experimented with it back in the days. And I got a little small set of them. One probably missing. Don't use them, so I don't care. And this drawer here, this is my screwdriver drawer. I mean, I like the Duralast brand, so I got me some Duralast nut drivers that I never use. I got some radiator hose pick. Got grip brand I bought at a hardware store that had some new old stock. I don't even know if they make grips brand tools anymore, but that's some new old stock. And I got the Tech, and I like these triangle shaped screwdrivers. I like these the feel of these bulbs like that the Duralast use, but I really like these. You can put a lot of torque on these, and it feel good in your hand. And then you see how your hand kind of make that triangle shape, but naturally, this here just fits the bill. I mean, it just naturally fits in your hand. And got a few USA stubby screwdrivers from Walmart. I got this set of Tech and Picks that's rebranded because Surebuilt got this same ugly set. And but for the purpose, what I use them for, picking through my ratchets, O-rings, stuff I done dropped in things that I need to dig back out, replacing the battery on the watch. All the things that I use it for is perfect. I mean, I'm not going to take this out there and pull no radiator hose with it and then pull the shaft out there and make a video on how crappy that is. I know how to use it, so it's fine with me. Got some USA pry bars, Hyper Tough. I like these a lot. I don't use them as much. This scraper, I have used it a few times. It's good. I got a set of Cobalt Precision screwdriver that I used a lot before I got my gear wrench. I got this Tecton 7-in-1, 6-in-1. I got this Irwin, and this is a nut driver, like a 6-in-1. Hyper Tough body panel remover, Harbor Freight seal puller, Malone short and medium and whatever picks we already went over. And this drawer here is my money drawer. Now this drawer here, I don't gotta have every one of them, but my OCD kind of like, hey boy, get that. I got the 1/2-inch, 3/8 quarter stubbies. I like them a lot. I use them a lot. A lot of the reason why my ratchets is so clean is because of this drawer. Because if I ain't gotta use that ratchet, I ain't using it. I had a older model. This video probably gonna be an hour long, but I had I don't care. I had a older model quarter drill driver, but I took it in the house. I use it to hang pictures, curtains, stuff like that. Really, my wife's tool bag. I think her tool bag is over there. It's the D-Walk. It's over there. I'll show it to you in a minute. I use this a lot. And what I did, I went on eBay one day and I saw this deal where this here was like $100, and I think it was like 2 hours left on it, and I mean it jumped $50 in less than the 35, 45 minutes of the auction. But I won these for 150. Actually lost them, but the person that bid it and won it didn't want it, and the seller contacted me, and it actually went up to like 160 or 170, but I guess they did their research and said, hey, I was just paddling along and then realized that it ain't worth it. So they contacted me, emailed me about it, and I told them I'd give them 150 for it, and I got it. But anyway, I got 2 of these. This here is by mistake. I ordered this one thinking it was a 1/2-inch driver. Bought it from a seller, not a dealer. And they had the wrong description. I had the wrong description. Well, I ended up getting this ratchet for half of the price that I paid for it, because they asked me was I interested in keeping it after the description didn't fit the ratchet. I told them I would at a cheaper price, because I already had one, didn't need another one. And they let me have for half the price that I beat it on it for. So thank you for that. I bought these here from Milwaukee. This is a the first gen quarter drive is slow as hell, but it's true. It is small. It fits in places. And I know the reputation of this ratchet. I know this ratchet had a problem with the gear in it. So I don't go do a brake job with this ratchet. That's the reason why I got the updated version. And after I got the updated version, this ratchet is heavy. This ratchet is heavy duty. It can do any job, even suspension. If you got a 3/8 drive socket that'll go up big enough for you to do extension, suspensions, you can do suspension work with this. This ratchet here, you can't even feel like you can feel of a wrench and tell if it's in a bind or it may be at a breaking point. This ratchet here, you can't feel the breaking point in it. They just come out. They got mad about this and came out and overdid it with this because this ratchet is real bulky. But I like this ratchet for the purposes that I use it for. Like I say, suspension work. And I even bought some sockets, 3/8 drive that's bigger so I can use them because I had plans to use this one if it had been a 1/2 inch drive on my bigger sockets. But like I said, it was a screw up and I just can't see myself buying another ratchet. And I got these and I can just put an adapter on it and keep on going. But these right here, I use these mainly for engine bay work, and I love them. I use them a lot. Those are my batteries. I got my chargers and same elsewhere. Underneath here is my cases of I got some Craftsman that I put in these boxes here that I keep for myself, and they quarter drive. I'm not gonna go through them. This is the original. I'm real proud to have it. This one I will go through. I will give you a peek. This is all original. I found this at a pawn shop and I bought it. It's metric, and that ratchet is shitty. I don't care what nobody say. You may be some Craftsman fanboys out there. I am one, but Craftsman never ever made in that style of ratchets. They have never ever made a decent ratchet in that style. That ratchet is clunky. It don't feel good in your hand. It's bulky, it's heavy. They have never ever made, but far as just durability, that ratchet is one of them. It's the Jeep of ratchets. This here is my Sonex magnetic sockets that I told y'all I needed and was so crazy about. Glad to have it. I use it on my motorcycle all the time. This is a quarter drive SK with that's a great neck extension in there, found from a hardware store. But this right here, I bought this off, I think I got it from a pawn shop. If anybody know SK ratchet, this ratchet, this is a good ratchet. It's round headed, you know. They just kept it basic. Like I said, you dig through a pile of tools, you would throw this to the side, thinking that this comes from, this is a hyper tool from Walmart, or this old cheap Chinese ratchet. But they just kept it basic so you can afford it. But that is a sweet ratchet. I mean, it's real coarse too, fine too, and it's old school. You know, I'm not sure, but I don't think they make SK in the US no more. I may be wrong, but I don't think so. These are my techniques. I'll tell y'all a lot about these here. This is the quarter drive set that I used to have in the rack up there that I took out of the rack, and I put these back in the box. And I'm gonna tell you, I like this case. Technically, y'all not gonna have to park on these cases. These are some good cases. I mean, you don't want to take these tools out the case. You want to. I have seen people take the tools out these cases and then put the case, empty case, on eBay and sell it. It don't make no sense to me. But as I got it and I got the tools in it, and I like it. And I heard somebody complain about these wrenches being loose and they picked the box up and shook it and all that. These tools don't fall out there. Some people just got their pampers wet. Need to change the diapers. This is fine with me because I use the metrics a lot. If you ever had to take this here out of this box with your hand, oil it and grease it, and this sitting up on top of something that you dragging, trying to pull this out, and then you throw the whole box over. But this right here is ideal for me because I can reach up under the car and I can feel from this end. I say that's 14, 13, 12, and I grab this here. This is what I need. And then I can take it one hand underneath the car, not even looking at it. I can lay this on the ground down beside me, and I can literally use every one of them tools out there just by filling out the end, the biggest one. I know that this is my metric. I know ain't no skip, and I can count with my hand. 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, and grab whatever socket I need. If it's sometime that I might get, it's the next one. But I ain't far off. I ain't got to just scramble this up. I hate for to watch a tool review of a person that don't have a whole lot of mechanical background, and they get on here and they bash a tool company just cause this box don't look like this box or that box don't look. Man, this is perfectly fine. Let me tell you just how functional this is for me. I hate this ratchet, but it's 92s, look like it's a Cobalt, and I think they the same. And like I said, Texan rebranded a lot of stuff. But I appreciate what they did with these sockets. To me, if this is a Harbor Freight socket, if this is a gear wrench socket, if this is a China, a Taiwan-made Craftsman socket, if this is the same socket, this is what Texan, this is what made me say I like the Texan better. One, is this box. Two, there's no skips. Three, I can appreciate this a whole lot. I hate to see a toolbox with 40 tools in it and nothing in the top. I mean, all that real estate up there, you could do just like Texan does. And this is just like gear wrench for me. This is the gear wrench for me, is utilizing all this space to make this little compact box. Look at here. This tool here, this probably 13. And this quarter drive, that's a 3/8 drive, probably 50 or 60 piece, maybe 80. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. I can't stand it. I mean, you could have put a whole set of quarter drive sockets, even the deeps in here, and that would have been a glorious thing, because this box here would have had your deeps, your extensions, all that stuff. You wouldn't have to add all this in these little holes just to put stuff in here you need. I can't even put a decent extension in that box. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. That more to work on the bicycle with. I just figured that out on my own. I didn't need no help from Craftsman. But this right here makes it Texan. This tool case makes it Texan. This is a complete set that you can just walk out. And I mean, it's not a big set. This box, see, grab a tape measure real quick. If I can get to it. I know this video is long. I'm not gonna apologize for it no more. If you done looked and you done got bored, I appreciate the looks. But I promised a Toolbox tour of this box, and I'm gonna give it. This is a foot by, I'm gonna say 7.5 inches. I think it's more of a 7 than it is 7.5, but I'm gonna say it's bigger than what it is, so I don't have no fanboy on here talking about the precise stuff. But this box just makes it this set of tools awesome. I don't care if these rebranded Harbor Freight. This box make these tools awesome. Look what I could do here in this cubby hole right here. I put Craftsman's wrenches in there. I got up to I think a 3/8 in there, all the way down to like a quarter. Then I got the same as the metric from a 10 to like a 8 or a 7. And I got a set of bit drivers in there. Look at that. I can turn this little deal right here with the help of that into a bit driver. I can use them on my socket. This right here, the usability of this box, make this tool set a hell of a tool set. And I got this lock lugs, sockets, keys or whatever you want to call them for locking lugs. vehicle, you got locking lugs, you didn't get the key to it. There your key. That's a spring compression tool. That's a Chrysler. This gonna go. I'm gonna sell it to somebody. This is a Chrysler harmonic balancer puller. I may put it on my truck. I may be able to pull those pulleys off the motors at work. I may try it before I sell it. But again, this here is your Craftsman. This Sonex. I just went through this. Hey, this is cool. Let me tell you what I did with this here. I dump this set every time. I remember that the Irwin is on top. If Irwin ain't on top, you're gonna dump it. This set right here, I found in Lowe's for $10, and I hurried up and scooped it. It didn't have like 5 or 6 of the bits in there. It's for rounded nuts. So it had this front, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it just had a piece of paper there to showing you how to order this other set that you need back here from them. But I found this back set on eBay, and it was kind of pricey compared to what I paid for this. I mean, I'm happy to tell you, I paid $10 for this. It was on sale. I don't know if they were trying to get room for more inventory or what, but this was like a $20 kit itself. But they had it marked down half price, and I bought it. And I immediately went to eBay and bought this set right here. And I paid $26 for this set. It was actually more than what I paid for the case and all. But I'm proud to have it. Hope I don't ever have to use it. But Irwin is a different type of iron. If Irwin makes something to cut with, it's pretty good. If they make something to drill with, it's pretty good. If they make something to extract bolts with, it's pretty good. Irwin just a trusted brand in metal making to me. If I need something metal, a chisel, if it's that Irwin there, I'm gonna buy that Irwin. I don't care how much it costs. I know that's a sound investment. That Irwin will be with you. But this is my 3/8 drive Texting. This video long, so I might well show it too. I'm done trying to cut time. It is what it is. Let me get my knee here to hold it. Yeah, this, like I said, typical Tecton. And I like this updated version ratchet. Now, I don't know if Tecton this is a rebranded ratchet, because I did see a few ratchets that look like this, but wasn't interested in the video, so I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. But this is a pretty good ratchet, and it's got a slim head design as well. It did the snap-on thing where they doing the screws through the ratchet. I think I saw a guy where he had a problem with this, saying that screw through the ratchet. If the screw strip out, you got to throw the ratchet away. Well, and he did say this, so I ain't bashing him. This is guaranteed. I mean, if you send this to Tecton and a picture to this script out, they're just gonna send you out a new ratchet. I mean, repairing on this ratchet is maybe something you want to do, but why would you when you can take a picture of it? Let Tecton do it. You may, if they don't ask for this old one back, you may go out and do a repair kit on it then, so you'll have 2 of them. But I appreciate this. I use my metric sockets a lot. I don't mind digging in and unclamping this, but this is just convenient. I mean, you got to go in this a whole lot. And I have found myself back in the days when I had boxes like this that snapped in the sockets. I have found myself just unsnapping every one of them and just laying them back on top just so I can use them quickly. So I don't mind this. And then this guy, I mean, his pamper was real wet. I mean, he probably did the number 2 in it too. But let me just give you something, right? Let's drop on the floor. That's rough as I do. I don't tell my box. Prove no point, but look at that. Not a one out of place. But he got a piece of cardboard. Y'all might see him out there. I'm a hand in the way. Y'all might see him out there on YouTube. But he got it. This set come with a piece of cardboard just to keep down on the. That tested out. Let's look now. See what. We're gonna lay him on the table this time. Where I can handle it easy with one hand. Now that right there was an unexpected drop. It wasn't a controlled drop, and you can see now they worn out of place. But he got a piece of cardboard that came on there, and every time he used his tool, he put this cardboard back, and he was fussing about the cardboard getting dirty. So, like I said, he got a dirty dye. These toolboxes are just too nice, and I kept this because I was using these to go out. Like if I needed a socket set, I grab it and go to junkyard, and then I had that shit right there. And I'm pissed about it, so I'm gonna cuss. I had that right there, and I go to the junkyard, and then I get down to the junkyard, and I need a deep well socket. Well, I done put that in my tool bag over here. This is my tool bag right here. I fill this bag here up when I get ready to go to the junkyard. And let me show you this right here. I know that. See, I can take my Technic. Can I do this with one hand? Can I do it with one hand? Oh, God. But you get the general idea. It's not as hard as it seems, but it'll sit flat in this bag. And I can load this bag up with ratchets, everything else I need. I can put my electric ratchet, my impact. I can put pliers. Look here, my hand is still deep in there. I can put this socket set in there, and I know for a fact that that's every quarter drive socket I'm gonna need. There ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. That is the only set of quarter drive that I'm gonna need, opposing to having to stick this into that bag and go to junkyard and lose it. I can keep up with this. When I open this bag, I know what I got in there. Most of my stuff, I don't take this a whole lot unless I'm already uptown and I think of something I need. I don't know the tools that it takes to get the job done. I would slap that whole set over in there, and either my 3/8 or whatever. I'll slap that set and then I carry it out to the junkyard, work on. But most of the time I just stick the wrench. I take my part off at the house, and the wrenches I use, I stick them in this bag and go to the junkyard. That's what I do most of the time. But I recommend this Technic set. I recommend every ratchet wrench gear wrench make. I recommend every ratchet that gear wrench make. I mean, if you a tool guy and you know your tools, you know not to put that tool in a bind. You know what that tool can do. And even knock my light over. Even like this little D-Walk. Now this gun is mostly made for brad nailers and all that, but I use this to clean air filters. I use this to blow when I'm underneath the car. That's why it's on my cart. I can roll it out, and it's lightweight. And I wanted one that, I could have went to Harbor Freight and got that Harbor Freight brand. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But D-Walk is a trusted brand, and I can order parts for this D-Walk. When that Harbor Freight, you can't order parts for it. I can go on eBay and I can find every one of them parts that I need. If the pop-off valve quit working, if the gauges quit working. I bought the D-Walk because I can repair it. I don't recommend this charger. And I'm going to tell you a trick. I see a lot of people having trouble with this charger. If you got a dead battery, go outside and jump that car off with another car. All right, once you jump it, switch it back off, then take the battery charger out there and charge it up to its full strength. But if you do not jump that car off, have that car where it can at least start to turn over, this battery charger here go through a function where it thinks it's fixing the battery, and it ought to take a week for this thing. And everybody that got this know what I'm saying. It may take a week for this thing to charge, and if I knew that, I'd have got a simpler battery charger. I mean, this is good for somebody in some case, but it for a homeowner, DIY, I don't give a damn about no conditioning or no battery, nothing like that. All I want is that car to start. So you say that conditioning. And I got a jump box that I use. I think my daughter got it. Okay, back to this is my junk drawer. Everybody got one. These are my torches that I use to heat up boats and whatnot, scrapers, ear protection. I got my safety glasses out somewhere. This here, I recommend this light. Anybody that needs a light, go out and get this. It's got the little, this is a two-way light, I call it. Three-way light. Most of all, this light do not have strobe. I love that. I don't know. I know it's a SOS or whatever, but I hate a strobe. Anything got strobe on it, I hate. And I think one of these lights got a strobe on. See, this is a good light here, but I mean, it each battery. You got to go out and buy batteries for it. And y'all know how I feel about this Hypertug. This may have been the one with the strobe section on. I don't think it got strobe either. I sure appreciate that. I hate a light with strobe on it. These are my cutters. I'm gonna do a review on these box cutters. I'm gonna save that so I can make another video. But I got the Craftsman Cobalt, Irwin, and DeWalt box cutters. And I got this Smith diamond sharpener, man. That thing there, I put that case on it, man. I can cut the wing. These are my extensions. I've looked at it. If you notice my box, I like to be organized. An old fella told me one time, Amp, he said, you know why a mechanic quit and go get activated and go to the house? I said, no. He says aggravation. And the number one cause of aggravation is knowing you got something and you can't find it. And that's the reason why you clean your tools up and put them back properly. You clean them to inspect them, to make sure there ain't no damage. Because worst thing you want to do is go out there and use a damaged tool and either mess up somebody's car, mess up your own car, or better yet, mess up your wonderful knuckles. So that gives you time to clean them up. And then when you go back to this box and it's organized and you get ready to use it, you kind of ease it through it because you ain't digging for something, you know. But anyway, I got these gear wrench singles. They're magnetic. Oh God, I love it. Me and my bike, we love magnetic stuff. I'm all the time dropping stuff off in that V of the engine bay, and some of them I retrieve, some of it I can't retrieve. I got a lot of them stick magnets that stick in there, but that right there helps out. I got this. Show you this here. This is unique. This is USA made Allen keys. I found these, I think, on the ground at the junkyard. They were here, they was laying down just like that when I walked up on it. Looked like a set of Harbor Freight, and I picked it up. I said, oh, this USA made. I don't care what it is. It was made in the USA. I'm going to collect it. And I don't use these for nothing. I used to keep them in my truck to take the center caps off my wheels when I went to the tire shop. They have a tire repair, but I got me one of them Harbor Freight tie deals, and I can repair my tires on my older trucks myself. And this is drawer. I could like this drawer right here. I had, you see this? This is a Dole brand from Harbor Freight. Man, this is a nice set of pliers. I don't know if all the Dole branded tools are made in this condition, but this here, I mean, you look over this plier, you got a little twisting going on with the mouth. It had a stroke one. I ain't trying to make fun of nobody, but somewhere down the line, these pliers had a stroke. These are, I shouldn't have said that because it took my train of thoughts. I apologize. These pliers are some good pliers. And I had initially thought, hey, just go to Harbor Freight and get you the Dole pliers and just fill your box up with however many sets you need. And that may very well be the case one day, but I find myself having a lot of fun going to pawn shop, yard sales, and stuff like that. So this fit the bill. I went and got all these secondhand tools. I got some doubles, and I got that one got a rounded head on it, so it's not as the same as this one, but this and that one is the same. This and is the baby of those, and I got those are the USA genuine channel lock brand. Better than a cheap Craftsman, better than a cheap Texas, better than a cheap Taiwan gear wrench. They're just better. I mean, channel lock know their pliers. Just like I told you, gear wrench, I ain't bashing you because you know ratchet wrenches, you know ratchets. And y'all ratchets came a long way because I got a ratchet that y'all should have made. It looked like a rebranded job site. But it's an older ratchet. These are probably one of the best, next to Knipex and all them. Knipex is a good brand, but the technology, the tooth pattern and all that, that's kind of what separates these from the Channel Lock brand is, you know, and again, the teeth is going to separate everything, but I mean, as far as just quality, you ain't got to run out and just buy Knipex if you got a set of Channel Locks, you know, unless, you know, you're going for that grip, and I think they got now a wrench plier. So that you'll leave this for technology. You won't leave this for the overall usability. You'll leave this for technology. Then we got a set of I want to say these linemen, but I want to say they Klein. I think all three of those are Klein. And then you got some cable cutters and some crimpers. And these are Channel Lock, not they Crescent branded locking pliers. You can't call them vice grip unless they Irwins. This vice grip, they Irwins. And this is a Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Y Skinner. I've been had a long time. I mean, they works good. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Harbor Freight. A lot of people make excuses for having, just got these try them out. They set a cheap brand. Man, this wrench is serviceable, durable, and I use the heck out of it. I'm not an electrician, so I don't do a whole lot of wiring, but I hook speakers up, radios, and this here have been day one ever since I hooked the first radio up. These pliers are about 10 years old. If anybody that know Harbor Freight can look at these pliers is about 10 years old. And they may be older than that, and I have never had any problem out of them. So I'm not going to make an excuse to have in Harbor Freight tools. They good. The ones that it's junk and everything. I mean, Gear Wrench, glorified as I make Gear Wrench, they make some junk. Irwin, they make some junk. Channel Lock, they make some junk. They all have that gimmick, you know, market about them where they went out and gimmickly followed Craftsman or some big tool company gimmicky made it. Mako got junk. Snap-on got junk. Everybody done went to the gimmick market and failed. And Harbor Freight is no different. And I don't make excuses for no tool because I know how to use them. If I go to Harbor Freight and get a set of cheap pliers, I know they cheap pliers. I'm not fixing to go out there and do something that it requires a nice, good set of pliers to do. If I bought a cheap set of pliers from Harbor Freight, I bought them because I'm going to take them to the junkyard 9 times out of 10. I'm going to abuse them. I'm not going to use them properly, and I'm going to tear them up. So I'm not going to make a video about tearing them pliers up when that was never the intention. To me, a cheap tool is just something you use in a pinch. And that's what I did. This is a nice set of needle nose. This is the Crescent brand. It's nice. I think these are SK. I think these are Duralast. I think this is a Woods. Home Depot friend of mine gave them to me, and because they look, I beat these up. I go to the junkyard. I don't know how they get that buzz. I think somebody cut them. I ain't gonna say somebody cut them. I'm gonna say that's the start of a dry rot because it's sort of clean and ain't all the way through to the metal. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. They busted. Although they look cut, Braylon, I'm not gonna put that on him. I'm just gonna say they dry rot. And this is a set of SK. You can see that green handle. And they some old school that I took and cleaned back up. They was a toolbox warrior for somebody, and it got to the end of his course, and he died at the bottom of the toolbox. Condensation got hooked to the rust. Same with these little channel locks here, but I cleaned them back up and repurposed them. That's high-tech snap ring pliers. You can take my ratchets apart. This is the bit draw. Everything bit draw. There, like again, that's Irwin. The bit bolt extractor. Now this made by Hanson, and I have caught this here rebranded because I have seen Mac and Snap-on both got this Hanson set of two extractor bits, and I wish that my come here, I need you. I wish that my label didn't come off, because if you well, there go one right there on the inside. See, it's a Hanson, and it makes the same as snap-on. And one day I got into an argument with one of my buddies at work, and I was like, man, you overpaid for that. And he was like, oh, no, it's Mac. It's the best they got. Well, it's Snap-on or whatever he said it was. It's the best they got. So I went out and got it out the truck. Back then I had it in my service truck. Now my company don't want to replace tube for tube. They'll go and get me a Napa set of these to replace this. So I brought them all my tools that's expensive. I paid like $200 for that, something like that, maybe $150. But I know it was up there. It was over the 100 mark, 150 mark. But if I break one of these at work, they won't go back and get me the Irwin brand. They'll bring me a Napa Cobalt, which like I said, the Napa Cobalt ain't nothing wrong with it. But if I break a Irwin, I want an Irwin back in my set. So this is unique. This is a cheap set. Like people say about Home Freight. This is a job site tool set that I bought out of Tractor Supply. Now I put this DeWalt bits in here, and there's some Hyper Tough drill bits. Back when I didn't have a drill, I had used my drill driver, that old drill driver I had, and I used these in that drill driver set. I mean that drill driver because of the Hicks on them. And I've never used these impact sockets, but I thought it was handy that to have the impact sockets in there, just in case you're doing something or building something around the house. You could always pick this set up. I had a set of DeWalts that was the same, but they was in a box like this, but they were the same concept. And I found myself using them more often than not. But that was back long years ago when everything wasn't metric as bad as it is now. I like it when a tool company step its game up. And this here gear wrench went out the Snap-on, which I got the Snap-on. Y'all look at me, I got a Snappy. I bought this from a yard sale pawn shop. I didn't pay the $100 that that Snap-on want for this. I wouldn't have. I think I paid $1 for this at a yard sale or something like that. And I think the wife had it, and the husband didn't know it. And I picked it up and I said, how much you want for this? $1. Okay. So that fella probably said, well, where's my screwdriver? Honey, where's my screwdriver? He probably pissed. He found out I bought it for $1. I kind of thought about all that once I got back in the truck. But this here got where you can hold the bits in the handle. And it's what I was trying to show you if I got carried away on my little story. This right here is the same concept as that. Now, I'm not saying now, no in now way, my country taking over. Now way that this is the same equivalence as this. I mean, it's just the same concept. Some Snap-on fanboy will say, well, you can't compare that. You can't compare that. I can compare it because I'm only going to turn a screw with it. And I don't think I ever broke a screwdriver turning a screw, So I can compare it because they got the same concept. They got this square drive, like a quarter inch extension or something. But you stick it down into the screwdriver, and it's a ratchet and screwdriver. And it's the same basic concept as this Snap-on. You can see this shaft to fit. I can't do it with one hand. I don't think so. But this gear wrench shaft, look at that bad boy. Fits right down in there. And now I really bought this here for the shaft because I needed a longer shaft to go on it. But it fit right down in there. And I like when tool companies do that because that's up the ante on that tool. That cheap tool go to a quality cheap tool and for the price, just because it's mimicking a high-end tool company. So that's better for me, the consumer, and it's bad for a fanboy because they pissed. Because I can buy that cheap tool and use it. And it's same functionality. This is my grip branded dead blow. And this is his, this is not a dead blow. This is actually a metal hammer that is rubber coated. I like it a lot. I use it a lot. These are a set of, this is the U.S. branded crescent wrench. And this here is a Chinese crescent wrench. Not Chinese, Taiwanese. This is a set of proto crescent wrench. I don't know why I want to say channel lock. This is a U.S. branded channel lock crescent wrench. This right here, I thought it was rare when I first found it. No, this ain't it. I was just going to tell you a story about a wrench that's over in that drawer. This is the Taiwanese brand. The USA Irwin pipe wrench. My experiment ball peen hammer. That is a top out end deal. This is a overflow slash put my batteries, that there's a set of wheel nuts. That is a set of, and they cheap and they actually are chrome moly. So I'm kind of shocked. This is the Amazon special right here. These are axle sockets. And that is a pulley, harmonic bouncer pulley for a Ford. Or anything, I just use it for that 92 Ford. And that's a power steering pump pulley for a Ford GM. I think they both interchangeable. These are some proto end wrenches, 3/4 and 11/16. Since I'm already in that hour mark, I'm just gonna go over this box here and show you just some things I did. I told you I wasn't gonna fill this box with tools, and I didn't. But I did put some quick tools. I got this brass / dead blow. You can hear the little stuff in there. Grip branded hammer. Hey, I had a subscriber that come in and down in there. He thought it was funny that I said I bought a tool because it was green. Well, that's the only reason them came home with me, because they were green. This is a Cobalt ratchet quarter drive that I put this handle on. I did a piss poor job of putting it on. I should have got it all the way up to the lines there, but I wanted to try to keep it long so I can have a little leverage on them. And I ain't gonna go through this in detail. This is Carlisle 3/8 ratchet long that I use a lot. Tasco flashlight battery eater. And inspector light battery eater. This is unique. This is and I just got this. This is a Craftsman cordless screwdriver. That's the same size or a little bit smaller than a regular screwdriver. And this what I was gonna break down. This is made in Spain, and it's got real good quality. And I found a whole set of these that I've been thinking of getting. I thought that I had found a gem in a pile of rocks, a gemstone in a pile of rocks, but I didn't. They're kind of popular. The Hyper Tough file, if I need one. It's got that soft grip on it. I don't think much changed in this box. I think my pliers probably did, because these are some high-end pliers in this drawer, and I got these because of specific reasons. That every tool got its place, and when I do electrical, I want something quality to do it all but these. And but they in their own rights, it's a do or last, but in their own rights, they don't have a gap. They cut good. But this is Klein cutters and wire crimpers. I didn't have an all-in-one. I had this is Klein. I didn't have an all-in-one But I can just take that out to the truck and I'm doing a modification. I got the strippers and the crimpers on that same one. Instead of having this and then having to go back and find some crimpers, I got it all in that one tool. This is a set of Klein wire pliers. Got just some, I think those are Mac snap-on. Mac snap ring pliers. This is a Stanley USA made saw. See? And I replaced my hacksaw with this. I'm going to clean it up one day, but I found it like that and I just stuck it in here. I think somebody was using it for drywall. But I'm going to use it just for that. This is the Knipex Gators. Got a little risk going on them. But they functional. I just paired Hyper Tough scissors. This is a Klein set of duckbill needle nose pliers, and this is just a set of the Crescent and Channel Lock brand of cutters. I use these as flush cutters. They don't leave it here, so when you cutting zip tie, it won't eat you up. And this set of needle nose I use to pull fuses with, so that ain't that bad. I think this Nico utility knife. I like utility knife. The reason why I like utility knives is because I got a case pocket knife, and I find myself gashing my blade, substituting it for this utility knife. So I try to keep a utility knife everywhere near a set of pliers. So when I reach in there and grab these pliers, I won't be using my pocket knife, gashing it for that. This here about the same. I think I replaced my old rivet gun. Had problems out of it, and when I expanded and got that hammer, I put this one over here. This is my Hyper Tough rotary tool. I don't think this draw changed. These still got the same, which I did got this Klein meter. I took the Craftsman out, put it in my work truck, but and I got this thermometer from Harbor Freight, digital thermometer, and I showed you my position screwdriver, and I did a mod. I don't know if I showed y'all, but I did a mod on the side. I added one of those trays from Harbor Freight. I took the magnets out of it and bolted it because I wanted it hard bolt, because this thing clanks around. This cart, when I move it, it clanks around, so it would lose this tray off, and I bolted it, and I just set the magnets back on the inside. That way when I set a can in there, it'll hold the can a little bit better. And then I got this magnet here that I made. I just got it laid in there to hold stuff that I lay in there. I put this tray on there for lugs. I didn't really do it for a can or nothing. But like if I'm outside and I took a wheel off, instead of trying to, have my lugs laying on the ground, I put them up high. That way if a brake come by, ask me something, he won't kick me away, and I have to get up and hunt it. But still got the same tools on side. I'll show you something else. I got a little fascination about these bit drivers. Not bit drivers. I say bit driver. They 7-1 screwdriver. I was collecting the one with the had store brands on it, and I was doing a pretty good job at it. This right here is a USA. It's not an AutoZone a Great Neck. This here is, but this one right here is you can barely see. You can't see it none on camera, but you can barely see the name on this USA brand. I may have wiped it off. I can't see it now, but no, I'm wrong. This is the Great Neck. This is the USA brand I was telling you about, so you can see you made in USA on it. It's books. Something got to do with a book. Y'all may know. Leave it down in the comments what you think it is. And this here, I found out where this Lutz brand come from. This, where it come from in my area is from this hardware store right here. No. this hardware store right here, Dixie Building Supply. They carry all the nuts. 6-in-1. And a while back, they just stopped putting their name on it. Save money. Then, this here is I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a Client's. Little, it ain't a stubby, it's just a small bit drive. It's longer than a stubby. I got a little tape measure going on there. I think it's pyramid. These trays are made by Grip. They magnetic. They ain't worth crap. Magnet on it. They ain't worth. I guess it's okay. It ain't gonna fall over, but there go about this here. This is a brand. I think I did a review on these. I don't go into them no more. But them all 10 millimeters now. I put those magnets back there with some Gorilla tape. They just some regular magnets like that, and I taped there so they wouldn't scar and move, and I just set them there. It's sort of like them there. And that one, those sitting there don't really have a purpose. I changed it. This come with a cheap draw liner. You can kind of see it in here. It sort of pores in it. You can leave your fingerprint in it. And it was cutting through. The liner is actually here. I made a placemat. I have to work on my ratchets, but it was cutting holes through it, and I was afraid I was gonna damage the paint on my box. So I went out to Walmart and bought this liner here, and it's just like the one that US General used in that box. And one day I got a roll of it somewhere. I'm gonna keep it on keep y'all at the flow so I don't show no sensitive material. But this roll here, and as you see, it's got that like some kind of fabric inside of it. But it works good for that, and I'm gonna use it to line this whole box. They even put that cheap stuff down in here, and I think Harbor Freight done it to save money. And this box here was relatively cheap, so I ain't gonna fuss about that. I mean, this roll was like what, $6 at Walmart. I got it in the tool section over there. What is toolbox? Air tools at. This tray came in handy for this, and I don't have absolutely no. This is a 1-inch to a 3/4, and I have neither in this box or in these box. Now on the truck, yeah, but I'm a sucker for the old USA tools. This thing will focus. I think I gotta have it in my hand. Focus. I got it upside down. The hell with it. I just tell you, it's an Armstrong. It may. Armstrong USA. And I'm sucker for USA. But these are Duralast. Now I do get to use these. This a 1/2 inch. I use it on the impact stubbies, and when I got a socket size that I don't have, like this give me an option. And I guess you could say this gives me an option because you can hook it up like that, you know, to give you an option to use a socket that you don't have. And then I got I like to have this reversed, a 1-inch here to a 1/2 inch here. That way that I can use my long pry bar that I got, breaker bar that I got on the truck. Y'all, this video almost 2 hours long. Like I said, I'm through trying to beat time. You get tired of watching it, just stop watching. I appreciate just even looking at it. So if I bored y'all, I'm sorry. Okay, it's about time for me to go get something to eat. I'm on night shift this week. That's a fan. That's a KD branded 1/2 inch breaker bar that I don't hardly ever use. And back in this whole rack, I got a Napa USA brand. I'm proud of this one. Well, I'm proud to have both of my own. But this is a Napa brand. The guy actually, I went in to get the ball detent and all was missing out of it, and I wanted it. I mean, it ain't a breaker for me because I can still use the bar, but I just wanted it to be fixed like it's supposed to. And the sides was the pin was sliding through the side. I took it to work and welded it up. But it's the Napa brand, made in the USA. And I collect made in the USA old tools. I buy and use them, but I collect them. Anything I can find that's functional, that makes sense to me, that made in the USA, I buy it. But I just got these for adapters and whatnot. But this has been my long tour. I think I showed you the stubbies and all that. My Harbor Freight light that we're going to do a review on one day. That's a nice light. I mean, it's nice. Then I got me a mirror. I saw somebody rig them up a mirror, so I just did me one. And it's good for, like, if you got something in your eye. You could use you done smear smudge. I'm all the time walking to that car, folding the mirror back, trying to see if I got smudge because I got to go to the store or something like that. But, you know, now I got this mirror. This is Walmart, and that subscriber I had, I bought it because it was green. Bought that because it was green. Bought that because it was green. He get a kick out of that. He sent me an LOL. Bought it because it was green. I'll show you these magnets. These here magnets are just magnets that come from a hardware store. And I covered it with that Gorilla branded tape. When it make contact with the box, it won't scratch it. And I can slide it and move it. And it won't scratch the tool either. Like I care about the tool getting scratched. But I do care. I don't want my box scratched all the pieces if I can help it. Everybody got the little snap-on deal. I put that up there. The USA Craftsman. USA Craftsman. This other one is just store branded, I think. Man, it's a USA too. Got the whole just in case I need. And I was gonna show y'all. I got a few blue. This is a Blue Point. This is a snap-on. And the rest of them Duralast. That's my brand. Duralast, good wrench, gear wrench. This is made by East Coast. Made in USA. You know I collect USA tools. I don't think I got nothing new in here. Only reason this drawers open is because I open this lid and pull the drawers out, shut the lid back then. That way because I use a little of this stuff in here in a pinch. I just reach in there, grab what I'm gonna use, but I got way too many. I still pick them up, you know. If it get too much, I get me a tote from store and throw them in the totes. But look at that. That's a V brand of from 11/16 all the way to 3/4. Is that a quarter or 3/8? That is a SK brand 3/8. That's a Mac brand 3/8. This is a Black Hawk half-inch drive ratchet. Armstrong, Allen, Williams, Cornwell, USA Cobalt, Mac. I showed you that. This is a Stanley adjustable wrench. I don't know if it was made in the USA. I think it is. Yeah, US patent. No, I don't know if it was made in the USA or patent in the USA. And y'all done saw that, man. And this here was unique. I said I was gonna clean it up. I kind of like the way the rust looked against that board, but all these other tools shiny. I think I might just put them on that wire wheel and bring me a little WD-40 on it. Clean it up. It's a USA brand. I ain't gonna even try. These glasses ain't even strong enough for that. I ain't even try to tell you that was made in. But that is my toolbox tour. I'm gonna show you this right here, just for some extras. This is my wife set, and this is the old drill driver I was telling you about I had. I just give it to her, and she got all Stanley. These ain't USA made Stanley. They just the Stanley Fat Max and all that branded. And Christmas tree ornament in there. Lighter, and she's not a fangirl of uh, Stanley, that's just way we don't get our tools mixed up, you know. I got some stuff in them boxes, some boxes I use for shipping, and I got some tools over in there at D-Wall. Yeah. Oh, let me show y'all this right here. I'm a Gear Wrench fanboy, and this one's I think that this some of their first gen ratchets. Man, and I did a warranty on this ratchet. They sent me out again this ratchet. Gear Wrench, if you listen to me, I wouldn't did that. I'd have sent my 92,000 something. I wouldn't have sent this back to no customer. The stuff that you did to get where you are today is amazing, you know. But when you overcome that, you know, you sort of embarrassed a little bit about how bad you was doing in the past. And this, to today's standard of Gear Wrench Ratchet, this is an embarrassment. This is a rebranded, I think, Harbor Freight job site. I want to say Tecton fell into this ratchet too, but I mean, it's not a bad ratchet. It's so ugly and unprofessional that, which none of my tools ain't really professional, but this ratchet here just look like something a kid I have, you know, to work on a bike with. It just, I mean, it's not a 92, and it's not a 32. It's probably more of a 60. But I mean, it's not a bad tool overall. It just don't fit the kind of build quality that you get from Gear Wrench. But I tell you what, this shaft right here, they went back to it when they made that one with the flex head, lock and flex head with the push button. They went back to this shaft. This shaft here, this good shaft. I have bowled up on this ratchet, but I don't use it a whole lot. I just keep it down out here. Yeah. I don't think I got nothing different that I hadn't showed you all. Still got my OG. I'll tell you this right here. I got some long Gear Wrench ratchets coming that I'm going to do a review on. I got one of them is a 24-inch, and the other one is, I think, is an 18-inch. It's going to probably... Oh, we're at the wrong draw. It's going to probably take the place of this Cobalt, because the thinner head, it's probably going to take the place of this Cobalt. But I'm going to go and get off this thing. I've been on here too long. Y'all, please like and subscribe, leave a comment. But I'm sorry the video's so long, but I mean, I had a lot of tools in that box. And I had a lot of stories to tell. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's Shade Tree Mechanic. I'm out.